Are you ready to go live? It's asking me if I'm ready. Now, there it is. It just said, it was saying, are you ready to go live? Like, are you sure? But I saw the counter up in that corner. Usually takes a little time for people to come along. I'm having a beer, folks. This is a very laid back woke week. I'm used to drinking on my live streams now because we do the happy hour and I have cocktails. I have all this wonderful hard stuff behind me, but I'm just having a beer today. Just ran a mile and then rode a bike and then I hung upside down. Here it is, Woke Week. Let's do the intro, guys.
Woke Week, Woke Week.
Wow, the trees were so green when I sang that. They no longer are. So here's the deal. I just watched a video on Facebook on my phone, and I said, I got to talk about this video. It's too perfect. You guys know that I love talking about Karens. I did a previous video, a Woke Week video about Karens, and I said that I don't like the term Karen. You know, the Karens are this, the Karens are that. Everybody has their version of what the Karen is. You have the left-wing people saying, "Oh, Karens are the woman who called the cops on the black guy in Central Park. That was Central Park Karen." Okay, and then you got the right-wing people, and they're like, "Oh, Karens, they're the people who I don't know what their Karens are, but they have them too." Karen, people at a like a Black Lives Matter protest, someone will be screaming at them or something, and they say, "Okay, Karen." Everyone's got their Karens. I think the whole term is ridiculous and bad, and I don't know why women, I don't know where the feminists are getting angry about the Karen thing, because it is a inherently sexist thing, the whole Karen idea, okay? Because people love to show videos of women in distress, and they call them Karens. And I know there are some videos where they're like, "Oh, look at the male Karen," and they have names for them and things like that. But really, the whole Karen phenomenon comes out of the fact that people think it is hysterical, as in funny, hysterically funny, to see a hysterical woman losing it on camera. And originally, the Karen was someone who was, blocking someone from coming in their building, and they say, "I need to see your ID." Or a woman in a store saying, "I need to see your manager," and they were complaining. Okay, so that was the original concept of the Karen. But now people have turned it around to mean whatever the heck they want. And so this video was talking about the mask Karens. Okay, so let's take a look at the video. How do I do this here? I'm always having trouble with my tech stuff here. Oh no, I can do it on the bottom of a share screen. Let's look at the video first, and we'll see. Then we can talk about it. Okay. Here we go. I should have had that all queued up, but so let's watch it here.
Than second-class citizens.
I feel like I'm living in Saudi Arabia.
Like I'm some sort of diseased leper. I just wanted to share some of my experience with you, what it's been like being an unmasked individual in Johnson County this summer. I could say a lot about my time in Johnson County this summer not wearing a mask, which is my choice as a free individual. I am discriminated against every single day in my county now, sometimes multiple times a day. I'm told, "Stand back. Stand back. You don't care about other people."
So she's complaining here. Let's skip. I'm going to skip to the next woman.
Like I'm some sort of division that has been created every day more and more. Please stop. This has to stop now.
She's at her town meeting or a county meeting.
If we're to regain our sense of community, it has to happen now before it's too late. So please no more masks.
I am afraid of going out into society because of the public shaming that is going on. I feel like I'm living in Saudi Arabia. Like I can't be in public without covering my face. It's dehumanizing. And I don't want my son to have his first birthday and people still be wearing masks everywhere we go. He needs to learn about how to interact with people.
The masks that you're wearing are a placebo, and the doctors know this. I watched your meeting last week, and you mentioned meeting with the heads of doctors at area hospitals and their recommendations for masks. And I want you to consider for a moment their recommendation is nothing more than a placebo.
Okay, that's enough.
I have never worn a mask. My children, my family, my son.
Okay, so that's good. I'm going to unshare this now. You've seen enough of it. Basically, these women were pleading at their county. It was all the same place, obviously, because you can see it has the same background. So they were making their case that they don't want to wear masks in their county, or they don't want a mask mandate in the county. Okay? They were saying please. They were being respectful. They weren't having a meltdown. Why they're Karens, I'm not really sure. These are citizens. They're engaging in civics. They went to their county meeting as people are told to do. They weren't marching. They weren't knocking anything down. They weren't screaming in anyone's face. They went to the meeting. They waited in line, and then they went up on the microphone and they spoke in an articulate fashion about the fact that they don't agree with the county mask mandates. Okay. Then this video cuts them up and says, "Oh, they're maskless Karens," and they encourage people to shame them. Okay, because they're complaining that they're being shamed. And they were complaining that when they go into a store, people were saying, "Pack up," and all this other stuff. So in reality, the women they were talking about, they talked about a store employee who held up his hand, put it in the woman's face, and all this other stuff. They're the Karens, the store employees. They're the ones originally, if you're talking about the definition of what a Karen is, it's, I'm going to call the manager. It's public scolds. Originally, that was the idea, but I guess these women are Karens now. In any case, I love these women, and I think they're great because they go to their town meeting and they get involved, and they all made great points. One woman was talking about her child. She didn't want her child to grow up in a maskless world, and in a masked world rather. Another woman said it's like being in Saudi Arabia. They were making their points, talking about how they actually felt. So the video was obviously trying to get people to kind of shame these women. And I'm looking at my comments now because now I can see, I turned down the volume so it doesn't feedback, but I'm looking at the video so I can see your comments. A lot of people saying, "Hi, Tom. Hi, Tom." So they're saying hi, but I went on to the, I'm going to go click over here. Now I think I can do that while I'm on camera. I just want to look at some of the comments beside the video on Facebook. The video that was posted by In the Now, which is the name of this video company that I'll talk about in a minute. How dare these privileged women, privileged idiots, other people. I hope they cry me a river. You don't want to wear a mask? Stay home. That's what a commenter said. Well, couldn't you say that about the other people as well? These women want to go out, and they don't want a mask mandate in their town. They want to go out with their children and live their life. Couldn't you say that about the other people? Does anyone have to go outside? If these people are particularly afraid, couldn't they stay home? That's one way you could look at it, I think. Anyway, the comments on this video are almost universally calling these women embarrassing, telling them to shut up, telling them to go home, to stay home, telling them they don't deserve medical care. If they do get sick, they shouldn't treat them, they said. This is what happens when people start being, I don't know what that, I can't even read that comment. Stop making mask wearing a political issue. It's a piece of cloth. Well, for these women, it's not a piece of cloth. They're telling you that they're taking their concerns to their town meeting. This is the definition of what people are supposed to be doing. And In the Now puts this video up, making these women into villains and encouraging people to shame them, and the people are engaging in that. They're all screaming at them. I could go on and on reading these comments. You are the ones that are at fault. I hope you get sick. Do these people hear themselves? This is what people of color go through all the time. There's a lot of things about white women in this too. White women this, white women that, privileged women, and people screaming at these women, okay? As usual, I have much more sympathy for the women in this video than I do for the people who are complaining about them. I've said this before. Let's see what your comments say about this here. I'm watching along. Hi, Tom. Just started following. I want to tell you, now people are just saying how much they love watching my video. I thought I might get some comments on whether they agree with me or not. It doesn't really matter. I don't care. I'm not doing it for your comments. But let's talk about In the Now. In the Now is the company that produced this video. And perhaps I will share the screen so you can see the logo, because you've probably seen it on your Facebook, right? Let's look at this here. It's up in the left-hand corner of there. See that there? In the Now, okay? In the Now. And it's all in the small font there. You are probably going to see videos like that on Facebook if you haven't seen them in the past. In the Now, I don't know if you know this, is a state-run Russian propaganda outfit. In the Now is a Russian propaganda video maker. There's a lot of video makers on Facebook. Some of them are based in the US. You've probably seen things from Now This, and it's got the yellow logo, Now This. That's a left-wing video producer. It was started by a bunch of Democrats. The dodo is another one where you see a little dodo bird. They're all very similar to this in that they usually push different left-wing issues. And so a lot of people, John Podesta and Soros and other people like that, fund these video making sites, and they make left-wing videos. This one, however, is a little different because it's owned by a foreign government. It's owned by the Russians. In the Now is a Russian propaganda filmmaker, and it has videos all over Facebook. It's one of the biggest Facebook producers. Facebook lets them operate there. We've heard a lot from Facebook talking about Russian ops, and obviously we heard about the whole Russia thing from 2016 and how Russia is interfering in our elections and all this stuff like that. Well, Russia does have a lot of propaganda, and a lot of it is welcome on the internet. Twitter and Facebook love In the Now, a Russian not just Russian funded. It is completely a state-owned propaganda outfit, and their videos are all over Facebook. And I think a lot of Americans watch these videos and they comment on it. I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds. Let me see if there's how many comments are on here. There's 7,000 comments on this video, almost universally screaming at these women, hoping that they die and everything else. And I wonder if the people who are commenting know that they are commenting on a video that was produced by the Russian government. I wonder if they do. I'm sure they don't. Did you know that In the Now is a state-owned Russian propaganda outfit that makes hundreds and hundreds of videos, probably thousands. You can go to their page on Facebook and see how many videos that they produce. Some of them are silly videos like man falls down a flight of stairs, and other ones are obviously state-funded propaganda. Now, why do you think? Why would the Russian state propaganda want to make a video that not only, this isn't just a video that's pro-mask, promoting masks. It's a video that is trying to shame, stifle, and shut up people who voice their opinion about masks, that they would rather not have mask mandates. These women were all there not to talk about the science of masks or whether they work or anything else. They don't want forced masking. They don't want forced universal masking. And they were doing it. They were engaging in their local government in the way that we are always encouraged to engage our civic institutions. They were participating in democracy. Why do you think that a Russian propaganda outfit would want to shame these women and want to whip up a frenzy against these women who are concerned that forced universal masking impinges on their liberties, their quality of life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, all of those things? What interest would Russian state propaganda have in this? And do the people who are on Facebook screaming at these women and calling them Karens, women who are concerned about their freedom and are engaged in their right to be heard by their local officials, their town officials, their county officials, their state officials? What interest would Russia have in shutting them up, in shaming them, in making it unacceptable to demand your liberty, your freedom, your right to live your life as you see fit? What do you think that is? I mean, I can wait. There's no reason to wait, though. I can't hear you. But I'm just going to leave that there. In the Now. Look them up, folks. It's very interesting. But all you hear about interference of foreign governments, everything we have heard, especially, I mean, let's talk, Russia's the main one. Even this story recently by the New York Post. New York Post came out with the story, the Hunter Biden story, okay? It was removed immediately from social media. And it was put out there by people. You probably saw Schiff and other people, Democrats, and I think there was like 50 people in our intelligence community came out and said that they believe that, not that this actually is a Russian operation, but that it has all the earmarks of a Russian operation. The Post story, the New York Post story about a laptop that they found in the DC area, and by all accounts has nothing to do with anything Russian, okay? But they immediately removed the New York Post from their social media sites. New York Post is still banned from Twitter. New York Post, I think the second largest newspaper, or one of the top 5 newspapers in the country, is banned from social media. The story was suppressed by Facebook, and yet Russian state propaganda makes these videos shaming Americans for engaging in civics. Do you know how, I mean, it's like, it's not even worth talking about. This is why there are so many issues today that it's like I don't even want to discuss them because there's nothing to discuss. There is nothing to discuss. These companies are so bad, and I'm on Facebook right now. I hate this company. I hate them so badly. They're such a terrible company, and I hope that they are destroyed. I hope they're destroyed. I hope Twitter is destroyed as a company. I hope that they go bankrupt, because I hope people realize that they are engaging in such anti-American, such un-American activity. And they shouldn't be allowed to. They should not be allowed to. This was like in the old days, this is the time we all got out our pitchforks and we went out there and we said, it's over, guys. And everyone's just still on here yelling about Karens. These women engaged in their local politics. They're out there. They want to go to the park without being harassed. And so they go and they petition their local government and they calmly express their concerns. And then Russian state propaganda makes a video shaming them for being Americans. And then all these Facebook people jump on the bandwagon and say, oh, you're so selfish. How selfish you are for demanding freedom. What a sick world we live in right now. What a sick world. The most shocking thing about the past 6 months is that the level to which Americans have just knuckled under and become not only, I mean, sheep isn't the word for it. They have just given up on everything that is valuable about being a human being. They've just given up on it in the name of safety or some. It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. In the now. Let's do the woke week again.
Woke week, woke week.
See you later.